For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, welcome to another edition of the Focus program. 4th of July, July beginning. Lots of things happening throughout the Blue Water area. We're glad that you're along. We're going to tell you about a couple really good things that are happening. First, we're going to meet Hal Mayer. Hal, welcome to the Focus program. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are a mixed artist, a mixed media artist.
That's basically it.
That's
yeah.
it, basically.
I jump around from different mediums, you know.
And you're going to be the featured artist, the solo artist at the St. Clair Art Association in the Riverview Plaza for the month of July.
July 8th through August 5th.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, it's exciting.
How did you become an artist? What motivated you to get your...
Wow. You know, a lot of years back, I was 27 years old, I think, when I first got into the business. Before that, I was doing odd jobs, different, you know, whatever a young person does.
Finally found something you really like.
Well, I always like to do paintings, you know. I did a lot of murals, and my wife at the time, she suggested I go to school.
Smart woman.
Yeah, she was. I went to Oakland Community College and got my associate's degree. And from there, one of the teachers was actually, Patty Churchill was her name. And she worked for a company, McNamara and Associates in Detroit. She got me in there as an apprentice.
I read in the bio that you design graphics for stuff in
Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah, 20 years. 94, I moved out to Vegas. Things weren't going good in Detroit, well, in Michigan for me. So I went out there and got into the graphics for casino design. You know.
Wonderful.
I worked for Yesco Young Electric Sign Company for 18 years. And
18 years?
Yeah, they were the #1 sign company, and they did all the signage for the slot machines and all the different things, even, you know, the big signs.
Just a totally different niche.
Oh, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. You know, I mean, a lot different than what I really wanted to do with my life, but I enjoyed it. You know.
So tell us what's going to happen the month of July. You're going to have there. I think it was July 8th.
July 8th is the opening, ceremony, well, reception or whatever. I've got about 20 pieces in there. Work I've done over the past few years. Like I said, it is mixed media. I go from acrylic, oil paint, to wood burning, to dimensional work.
Well, Ben's going to throw some of those pictures up on the screen so we can go through them. This is the flyer for the art show.
Yeah, the back shows you some of the stuff I've done.
Okay, next. There we go. That's the back side of it.
Yeah, and those are all the pieces that are in the show.
And then let's go into some of the pictures here, and you can tell us what people can see in person. Okay, what's that? Oh, look at that.
This is a wood burning. I did while I was in Niles, I did a lot of car portraits for people. Yeah.
That's a piece of wood?
That's wood burned, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, a 56 Chevrolet.
Yep.
All right, next.
This is all done in drawn and painted in Photoshop, so it's all digital.
Okay. Oh, wow, digital. And that's a Ford Mustang? Yep.
That's an 85 Mustang.
Okay, next. Yeah. Oh.
That I've been carrying around with me since '85. It's a hand-rendered Illustrator airbrush.
Wow.
I did that many years ago.
It really is mixed media. Keep going
here,
it is. Ben. There we go. That's another wood burning?
Yeah. It's a 50.
It's a Studebaker.
One Studebaker, yeah.
Oh, and a famous motorcycle?
Yep.
All right, next.
And this is one of my dimensional pieces. It's a combination of whatever, of painting in the background and live pieces. This is an oil painting of Fort Gratiot.
Yeah, the famous Fort Gratiot Lighthouse. Yep. Okay. Next. Another wood?
Wood burning and paint, dimensional pieces.
Okay. Next.
Same with that one.
Okay. That's beautiful.
This one I just finished, actually.
And where is that?
That's still at home. Well, this, I mean, it's a subject matter?
Yeah. Anywhere.
Right up here.
Yeah, up in your head. Okay, what do you got next there, Ben?
And, you know, same with this. It was oil.
Oh, that's
this
beautiful. And these are oils?
That's an oil, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is a commission piece I did for a fella back in Niles, the owner of Morris Farms. It's a big farm, and well, they do a lot of different things. They have a bed and breakfast now, and
it's a cute little house.
it's actually it's on their property. It's one of those rental things.
Yeah.
You know, it goes for like $2,500 a month or a night.
Right.
This is St. Joseph Lighthouse.
Okay. All right. And if we know that one around here.
Yeah, that's a dimensional piece.
So a dimensional piece, it's art, it's painting, but there's some depth to it.
Yeah, this is actually some carving foam, which I carved out the piece, and it's sitting on an angle in there, and I created got the trees from Hobby Lobby or whatever, you know.
Oh, beautiful.
It's kind of fun to do.
Yeah, next. Another wood burning.
Yeah.
Okay, next. And that's just so the show is Friday, the 8th of July.
Right.
And it's a reception from 5 till 8. Everybody's invited.
Public invited.
And then you're going to be there and your work's going to be there from the 8th of July through the August 5th day.
August 5th, right.
Okay,
right.
wonderful. Well, thank you for giving us a preview.
Hey,
and
my
of course,
pleasure.
everything that people have seen in other works are available for purchase if you want to put them in their house. You'd be happy with that.
I will be.
Well, you do beautiful work, and
Well, thank you.
we thank
Appreciate
you
it.
for coming in and sharing it with us.
Thank you for doing this.
Hal?
Appreciate
Good.
it.
Coming up next is Mr. Bier. Jim Bier will be along with us. And Bier, Bier, whatever. Smith, we call him whatever. He'll be right back. Thank you. As you know, we've been reviewing some of the millages that are coming up August the 2nd. That series continues today when we have a representative from the County Parks, Mr. Jim Bier. Nice to see you. I got your name right this time.
You got it, Paul. Thank you.
Too many Biers and Biers, and they're as bad as Smiths and Schweihofers and Westricks around here.
Well, I'm happy to be back here again with you. I think last time I was on Focus, I was talking about trails.
Yes,
And,
you were. You are here to give us some information on what's going on with the county parks as far as millage is concerned. It's coming up August the 2nd, Tuesday. This is a presentation of information. What are people going to see?
We're going to see a request for a renewal.
Oh, it is a renewal.
Renewal, and we're currently at a .4944 millage, and that is what we're going to look for as renewal. We could certainly benefit from an increase, but we took a hard look at what's going on in our local economy and what's going on with the variety of requests that are out there in front of voters. There's really a slew of millage requests.
And they're all good.
They are all good, but we felt that the appropriate thing to do at this point in time was to look for a renewal and not an increase. Increase is something we may look at another time. So that's what we're asking voters to do. We've been grateful for the support we received from voters over the years. We've had really overwhelming approval of parks, and we hope that we can continue that and that we can provide real value to our community.
This renewal, how long is it for?
It's for 6 years.
6 years, and the one that's expiring is 6 years?
6 years also.
It was 6 years?
Yep.
Okay. And so that money that is collected, is it returned back to the communities?
The entire millage obviously is returned back to the community, yes. What happens though, in quite unique to St. Clair County across the state, is that 25% of the millage goes directly to each community, each village, each township, each city.
Well, that's good.
Gets a 25%, and that's something that has been in place from the very beginning, which is 28 years.
28 years,
Yep.
Wow.
That this has been, that we've had a parks program for the county. So over that period of time, I've got numbers here to refer back to, but over the past 6 years only, the 33 local units of government have received over $4.4 million dollars has gone back to support. It's based upon population, so every time there's a new census, we make an adjustment. So everybody equally shares. Obviously, Port Huron gets a big chunk. It's interesting to note that St. Clair Township population is greater than City of St. Clair population. So St. Clair Township gets a good bump too, which they have used to develop their park. And if you had a chance to go out there, they've got a very nice park, a playscape, and facilities out there that they let their citizens in all the county take advantage of.
You brought along some pictures, and Ben's going to throw them up so we can talk about them. The breadth of the park system is really amazing. Everybody knows this one.
Fort Gratiot Light Station, and some beautiful photographs that staff has put together to share with us today. That obviously we take care of as a historical facility. This one I think Dennis grabbed from the light station.
Okay.
He had the advantage of having an office right there. This is probably Fort Gratiot County Park, up off of Keewatin Road.
Okay. Now we're out to a spot that maybe a lot of the city folk never get out to, and this is Goodall's Park, right?
Goodall's was our first facility that we started improving, and it's our biggest park. It has an awful lot to offer. This is currently occupied by the Farm Museum, which in itself is worth a visit out there.
Okay, and the next one?
That's the historical village at Goodall's. That's a log cabin, old school, the old schoolhouse. The church would be to the left. And there's our splash pad. I'm guessing today the splash pad is at least this busy. It's pretty darn hot out there today. And
I've been to a couple weddings in the barns in the back, and they're really wonderful. They're huge, and they're a great place to have a wedding.
We're just completing a replacement of the playground, which is adjacent to the splash pad, which is probably open this week, if I'm not mistaken. And,
better be.
And that gets a lot of use. They actually wore out the old one. It was time for it to be replaced. And that alone was a little over a $500,000 project.
Wow.
Everything is expensive these days.
Yep.
Everybody seems to be aware of that. But investment in good quality equipment for long-term use, that's a trademark of County Parks and Recreation, that we really don't cut corners. We'll wait and hold off on projects as opposed to doing something or trying to do things too quickly.
Next. Okay, now we get into some of the walking trails and things along those lines.
This is probably Columbus County Park.
I've heard great things about that.
Yep, it's definitely a Four Seasons park. It has a huge amount of biking and hiking trails. The one area to the west of crossing on Bell River has been developed primarily for mountain bikes, off-road bikes, but it's also open to hiking, which I think some people forget. I like to go out there a lot to hike with my wife and with the grandkids, and so this is great that it doesn't get as much traffic.
Yeah.
It follows along the Bell River for quite a ways and gives you a lot of access if you're a fisherman or if you just want to pack in and have a picnic. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Next.
This is Wetlands County Park up in Port Huron.
Okay, next.
We actually had...
excuse me.
Yeah, you can back up if you can.
Yeah, go back to that previous one. There we go.
So we had a problem, which is kind of a neat problem. This late winter and early spring, beaver took up residence in Wetlands Park, which started gnawing down some of the trees that we had spent a lot of time nurturing and trying to get native
he was just doing his
plants
thing.
going on, and the beaver was just doing its thing. It was actually living underneath one of the areas where we've got an old dead tree down. We thought we were going to have to trap it and relocate it, but fortunately it looks like he relocated on his own. Well, when I say it was a good thing, I saw this as soon as the ponds were created and we started planting. The native species come back and occupy the habitat.
Yeah.
It's almost instantaneous, which says that they really never left. They just never had the habitat to live in. So this is not a super large habitat. It's not a small habitat that we created. It's somewhere in between, but providing the proper environment for species that were really just about gone from the St. Clair River. That's what I mean. It was gratifying to see they weren't really gone. They just had no good place to stay. So almost immediately we got turtles, we got blue herons, we got ducks, we got geese, we got mink, we got muskrats, we got a little bit of everything. So to see another mammal like a beaver come in and take up residence, it was great. It's not a big enough habitat to sustain the beaver, so he had to go somewhere else.
All right, now we'll go to the next one.
Sure. This is out at Columbus. Again, this is a spot, those people that have been using the sledding hill out there know that this is one of the best sledding spots in the county.
Okay. Snow.
When we get enough snow, it's open and there's a fire pit. This is back up at Fort Gratiot County Park, and it's one of the pictures that I take myself a lot, although I like to back up a little bit more. As you come through the parking lot and get to this point where you can actually see the lake, it just opens up a vista that is, I don't care whether it's cloudy, sunny, overcast, thunderstorms, the vista you get out into Lake Huron is absolutely breathtaking, and it makes you realize that from north to south, east to west, St. Clair County has a more diverse landscape than just about anywhere in Michigan. And you don't have to go all the way up north for 4 hours to enjoy it.
Okay, next.
That is one of our newer playscapes. This is at Columbus County Park, nature-themed playscape.
Okay, next. And the trees are in fall color there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those fall trees.
That's another beautiful shot along the Pine River at Goodles County Park.
Okay, next.
Beautiful place to go and spend an afternoon.
Oh!
That I'm not sure.
We need that in a hot summer day.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where that one is, but yeah.
It's full of snow.
Yep. Okay. We encourage cross-country skiing out at Columbus County Park especially, and that may be where that one is.
Next. Oh, pretty shot.
That's Columbus County Park, and again, you've got this beautiful stretch of the Bell River going through Columbus County Park with rapids, great for fishing. Gives you the impression that you are somewhere up north, not just stuck somewhere in little old St. Clair County. It's a wonderful expanse to wander in.
Okay, next.
This is fall foliage on the trestle on the Wadhams to Avoca Trail, going over Mill Creek, which is a highlight of that trail any time of year, but in the fall, it's really spectacular. I've seen drone footage of this area in peak fall colors. And again, it's like you look at that and you say, where is this? Yeah. Well, it's St. Clair County. It's up in Avoca. It's on a piece of the Wadhams to Avoca Trail that the county owns, and here it is, right at home.
Okay, next. And me. Okay.
And you. Yep.
Well, I wanted to run through those. There's some spectacular shots in there, even the snow, to show the people what the county park system is like. I mean, you got just a variety of stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And with this millage, it's all supported.
It's all supported. We staff it. I think that's one of the things. My position with county parks, and I've been with county parks now for about 12 years. I'm currently chair of the finance committee, so I'm, part and parcel to what I do is knowing, what can we afford and what can we not afford. We have a tremendous staff. We've recently taken an opportunity to reorganize that staff. We've improved the wages somewhat to the extent that we could in order to retain that staff. But what sets us apart from another park might be that we are staffed 100% of the time. We always have someone when we try to the greatest extent possible when we're open, which is pretty much dawn to dusk in the summertime, that there's someone on staff or will be on staff. And then we also make sure that they're visible, that the visitors see them. Now that does two things. It reassures, especially in a big park like Columbus, somebody's circulating on our path system almost constantly. It reassures them that they're not going to get lost because some of these parks are quite large. It also keeps down on vandalism that could take place. We, especially during COVID when so many people were out using the parks, We had problem with graffiti. We had some additional problems with trash. That's kind of gone away now. The park numbers have really stabilized more or less back to pre-COVID, and most of our users really respect the park. But I've always felt strongly that a big part of that is that we have an employee presence through much of the day, and we try to keep that in place. We support our employees. They maintain the parks at the high level of quality that they are, and you do see that if you go out and use the parks, you will see how beautiful they are.
So what's coming up for the next 6 years? You got any new plans for, did you have a park down in Algonac area that you're working on?
Yeah, it's another thing that I know that's come up on previous focus programs, whether with people from County Parks or Bill Graytop, former Parks Commissioner. I think that Bill took credit for that as one of his key.
He worked hard on it.
Key goals and key successes. We now own that. We've just received reimbursement from the state DNR grant that helped us purchase that property, and we are actively planning through public input sessions of how we're going to develop that park. We have a design group under contract for that. As a matter of fact, we'll be meeting again for an update next Thursday.
And that's a North Channel County Park.
That's North Channel County Park. It's immediately adjacent to Harbor Club, actually sandwiched between Harbor Club and the DNR boat launch.
Oh, okay.
It's not a large parcel of property. And I was at the public input session. We got a lot of input. It was a good meeting. Unfortunately, what I can say is that there's desire for more uses than we can manage to fit onto that parcel. We did listen. I can categorically say there will not be a pickleball court.
Not be what?
No pickleball.
Oh, no pickleball.
Everybody wants pickleball,
right?
And you have to have a lot of room to house it. Unfortunately, it's not big enough to handle pickleball.
Well, isn't that park intended really for water use?
For water use, yep. One of the original goals was to try to locate a beach on that section of the river, as there's, Marine City has a beach, and then you're pretty much all the way down into New Baltimore before you have another beach, or into St. Clair Shores for public beach access in Metro Park. So that goal is really one of our key focuses. The current status of that, it does appear that we're going to be able to develop a beach.
Oh, great.
It appears to be safe. The water quality appears to be good. And we think that we'll be able to develop a beach that we'll be able to maintain and sustain over the years.
If I want to get more information, where do I go?
You go to Nancy Windsor, who is our Director of Parks and Recreation. We're newly housed in the offices out at Goodall's. We used to have our main office at the county building in Port Huron. Nancy made the decision with staff that they should all be housed in one location, and so that's where they are. And there's people that will answer the phones anytime that you call out there and get you directed to either Nancy or to somebody else on staff that can answer any questions.
Okay. Very good.
Yep.
Jim, thanks for coming in, and
thanks for having me.
we'll remind the people that the election millage is on the 2nd of August, which is about a month away now, and it's important for you to get as much information as you can on these issues. They're all important, but it's your decision one way or the other. So thanks for coming in.
Okay,
Good stuff. We've got great parks, we really do.
Come back anytime.
That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.